Today, I wanted to talk about 5 steps to get a hold of your demon thoughts. This is going to be a short one, hopefully, and it's based on a Substack that I just wrote. And so essentially, it's about the 5 steps to stop your demon thoughts. And something that is huge in my life right now is systems, the need for systems, having a morning system that can set me up for the day, different than like an influencer performative morning routine, more like what activities can I do that fill my cup up, that make me feel like I've tended to myself, and then I can spend my day working at my job and doing things for other people. Systems as well in terms of how to navigate your thoughts, especially if you're on a healing journey and you are trying to work on yourself. If you're like me and you're super emotional and you're working on your emotional reactivity, you can be really overwhelmed because thoughts can just like fucking fester in your head and you have no idea how to bring them down, how to process them and move forward. Sometimes I can kind of just be like really vigilant and anxious throughout the day and kind of dissociated. And so having systems to actually navigate what's going on here so that you can come back to your body and then move forward in your life. I partook in this free webinar series that Gabor Maté, who is a renowned addiction expert. And so he talked about this 5-step process that actually helps us rewire our limiting beliefs that have likely developed as a result of various traumatic instances. And when they talked about trauma in this, they were talking more so about what they call little t trauma, not big T trauma, which are very extreme events. And so little trauma or little t trauma is highly distressing, non-life-threatening events that disrupt emotional functioning and exceed coping capacity, often accumulating to cause significant mental health issues like anxiety or depression. So, I have a fuck ton of these. And so it's not to be understated that those little t traumas and those harms are actually running the show unless you become conscious of it. And so Gabor Maté suggested this 5-step protocol to basically understand your limiting belief and then to rewire your brain to be able to actually see the truth underneath everything. Get back to your open heart and your self-compassion and to be able to trust the truth that is coming from that aligned and grounded place. Because when we're somatically activated and our nervous system is in, like fight or flight mode, we're not able to really find the real answers. We can believe till the cows come home that we're not worthy and that we're going to be left and abandoned and that we fucking suck if we're activated. And so this process kind of helps us detach from those triggered thoughts that are just fucking bing bonging in your head like emergency sirens, for us to find groundedness and to actually see the truth and then to move forward. So step number 1, relabel. So this is about detaching your identity from the thought. So they talk about this a lot of the times in meditation of, your thoughts are clouds and they're passing by and you're the blue sky and you always exist. So it's kind of similar. So what this looks like is you kind of want to talk to yourself or write this down that it's not true that I'm unlovable. I'm having the thought that I'm unlovable, but I know that this is not a universal truth about me. So that basically allows you to see that you're having a thought that you fucking suck, that there's something wrong with you, that you're not good enough, etc., etc. And it allows you to understand, okay, I'm having the thought, but I am not the thought. Okay, number 2, reattribution. So this is where you trace the thought back to its origin. Is this coming from past conditioning, from a childhood trauma, from different social events that happened to you that hurt you? And so basically what you're doing is reattributing the thought to its true origin rather than just assuming that it's a deficiency of you which is causing this thought to exist. So for example, what this would look like for me, because I have my deep fear of being wrong and being unlovable and not being able to trust my true instincts. And it's because I had a parent that when I would share an idea that I had or something that I wanted to do, that idea would immediately be met with fear and like oh no, like you should really think about this. Are you sure that you want to do this? Actually, you didn't think about these variables. It was coming from a protective place from my parent. It wasn't that they didn't love me or anything. If anything, they would say that it's because they love me that they acted worried for me. But when you're a child, when your ideas and your true nature come out and they're expressed and they're met almost immediately with fear or worry, you then start to learn that you can't trust your instincts and that there's something wrong with the way that you think. So for example, in reattribution, I would say to myself, okay, it's not that I'm inherently wrong or not good enough or that I'm stupid and that I have bad instincts. That's just the thought. And also where that's coming from is when I was a child and I would share things that I wanted to do and they would be met with fear. Like that's where it's coming from. That's the origin story, not just, oh, I can't trust my instincts, like I'm fucking crazy. Okay, number 3 is refocus. So you want to just change the scenery and you want to focus on something that you enjoy. So this could look like doing something to get out of your body a little bit. Maybe you go for like a quick 10-minute run around the block, or you go for a walk, or you feel good enough that you want to do, a guided meditation to ground you into your body, or you want to read a book, you want to call a friend, like anything to kind of get you out of that immediate moment. And that often just kind of helps restart something in our body. So the third one is refocus. And then number 4 is called revalue. And that's where you truly analyze the true cost of that thought. So you evaluate what damage this thought has done for you in your life. So for example, for me, with not trusting my instincts and thinking that I'm inherently flawed and bad, what that does is it makes me smaller. I take less risks. I'm more self-critical. I spend more time being anxious and depressed. I spend more time being slightly dissociated. I become more insecure. I rely more on other people and their opinions to make me feel safe. I slowly stop listening to what I want to do and what my curiosities are. I take less opportunities to spend time by myself. Like the list goes on. So those would be all of the costs of that limiting belief and that hurt. So number 5 is recreate. So this is something that you want to practice. And this is where you create a new story based on your untrapped, authentic, and what are your values, what are your interests and hobbies and curiosities, what do you love? And this is about choosing to act in accordance with who you truly are to the core, not what your learned stories are. So for me, it would look like, I can trust my instincts. I am a good person. I am kind. I am generous. I love to paint. I enjoy sometimes making videos when I'm in the right mood. I love to read. I have a secure relationship. I am whole. I let other people be who they are, knowing that that's not a threat to me. I support and encourage people's independence and also mine. I take time for myself. I'm kind to myself. I love myself. I am good. It's about recreating a story that you know is true about yourself. Like for me, something that felt so cathartic to say was, I'm fucking funny and I'm goofy and I have good instincts. Like I was crying thinking, I am silly, I am goofy, I'm motherfucking funny, and my instincts are not bad. Sometimes I'm a little bit impulsive, so I need to think about that. There's some nuance to it, but inherently I don't have bad instincts, and that was so healing to fucking say to myself. So I wanted to share with you that 5-step process. Let me know what you think about it, if it resonated with you, if you've heard of other techniques to kind of rewire the demons in your head. But I'm really glad that you tuned into this video, and I will see you in the next one.